money, I ain't tryna wait. I can't be fucked with, no. Ho, you can't touch this, ayy. Bitch, I do rich shit, huh? My money thick, ayy. Walk with a limp, huh? I'm on some pimp shit, ayy. He say you all about money, yeah. I'm on that cat.
This your boy Kayvon, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been maybe a good 2 to 3 months since I haven't posted anything. I'm sorry about that. I love my kings and queens. But as you can see by the caption below, I'm going to be talking about where have I been and why I haven't been posting any type of videos. So if you're not ready, get ready. So let's get right into it. See me was like in April, 2 to 3 months ago, something like that. And I did a smash and pass. My smash and pass kind of rubbed off on a couple people wrong, but kind of didn't. Which I didn't care, but at the same time, I mean, you know what you signed yourself up for. So after that video, after all the feedback I got from it, or just from anything in general, I just backed off on it because at the same time, I have to put myself in you guys' shoes. And if I don't do that at the same time, I could just not have the support. Well, y'all say hello to Jasmine. She want to be noticed so bad. Come on. Come on. Come on. Say hey. Okay. Added some, Instagram people, etc. and etc. So after that, I started messing with someone that I knew they would have a troubled life. But at the same time, I'm the type of person where if I feel like I can help this person change, I'm going to try to do whatever that I can do. So me and this person end up, shacking or whatever, and we end up starting doing business together, if that makes sense. And while we was doing the business together, we were seeing money that we both never really seen in our life because it's just two of us. We got each other back. We doing this and et cetera and et cetera. I'm thinking I'm so in love, thinking he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that. Well, guess what? Wrong. So, you know how they say money is the all rule of evil, money can destroy your relationship, money can destroy a friendship, money can destroy a lot of things. And how you say was, we both was just, like I said, just seeing money that we just ain't seen from a 9-to-5 job, if that makes sense. Making bands here, making bands there, even making bands while we sleep. So at the same time, it's just like, we getting it. So after that, we end up having to find a vehicle. I ended up losing my vehicle, and he just never had one. When I lost my vehicle, I still drove it because at the same time, it was drivable, but it wasn't presentable. So how you say was finally maybe we end up coming into some money, and we both wanted new cars. So we both was going to get the cars and etc. And we ended up getting into it. When we got into it, I ended up leaving and going back home. When I ended up going back home, he ended up stealing a lot of money and going back to where he's from to handle his little business and do whatever he had done. So how you say was after that was the first incident that ever happened. Another thing was just we was friends at first, and I knew this person was a 3 or 4. This person was gonna do that. This person was gonna do this. But in my head, I'm just like, oh well, since I know this person, they're not gonna do that to me. But you know how I always say was, it be the ones that's close to you to do you any kind of way. So how you say was that it was times where I started to see in myself that I was moving, how can I say it? I was seeing my life change from the Kayvon that I actually am, from the Kayvon that's hanging with the wrong crowd and is changing with them. You know how they say your friends or your loved one could be the ones you act like? Well, yeah, I started acting like my loved one, started doing things that I was not doing. And some of the things I was doing, I just kept to myself. But now it's like when you're dating someone and they know that's their lifestyle, they know, okay, boom, he's going to be doing it too, or he got something to do with it, or the dude just putting them on game. I'm always the type of person where I don't need no nigga, nobody, no nothing to put me on no type of situation, no nothing. I can have. So after that relationship went over because, like I said, other things happened after that, but I'm not gonna say all that on here. So after that relationship passed, I ended up just focusing on myself for maybe a good 5 months, like a good 5 months straight. I didn't go out. I didn't hang with nobody, which is really being me and my twin. It was either he was at my house or he gone or I'm just at home. I was talking to people, like, conversing, but it wasn't like, oh, I wanted to move to the next step or anything or just be serious with anyone, because at the same time, I still was feeling some type of way about this person, and I'm just hurt about they stole money from me. They cheated on me multiple times, and I'm just stuck and dumb. So how you say was after the 5 months went by, I was wondering, while during the 5 months, I was wondering, like, how I'm going to pay this rent. We moved in this nice old apartment. I'm paying damn near $1,200 rent. Like, where the hell I'm going to just get the money from? So I had to go to the roots of what I have learned, and what I have already been doing was actually hit the streets, get the money, find your solutions around to get anything paid done. I found somebody to pay half of my rent. You pay them half, they pay the rest. I found somebody to pay my light bill. Like I said, I found a lot of resources to help me keep money in here and to also just make sure I'm good on my end. So, because like I said, he stole money from me and he cheated on me. And before he done that, he ended up going to jail. Well, after he done it and I found out, he ended up going to jail. So, okay, like I said, with the 5 months going by, I'm doing having my ups and downs. I'm struggling sometimes. I'm having my good days sometimes. I'm just going through it like a normal person. I want to live this big life. I want to do all this, but it was not worth it. So after the 5 months went by, I ended up meeting someone else. Finally, I put my guards down. I was ready and just open up to do anything. When I did that, I was really just at the point where, like, well, I couldn't find a roommate anymore. My twin ain't want to do shit. I mean, if I feel like if I'm going to lose something, let me lose it on my own. So as me saying that, I ended up meeting someone. We ended up chopping it up, going on little dates here and there, my treat, his treat, etc. After that, he heard a conversation with me and my mother, basically talking about either I'm going to come back home or I'm about to find me a cheaper apartment. But at that time, I ended up really losing my car because I had got swept by an Audi truck. Audi SUV at that. As that happened, my whole perspective of things has changed. I was just like, damn, I'm in this big city, no car now, no transportation now. No, how am I get to work? How am I pay my bills? So it's just like, what the fuck to do? So like I said, as I'm having this conversation with my mother, like I said, me and the dude, we've been chopping up for a good old month and etc. Which I know is too early. So how you say was that he ended up hearing my conversation. After hearing my conversation, he was just like, it's either you could go back to Beaumont or you could come stay with me. I mean, I'm the only one staying there. It's my house. You could get back on your feet, get your car, just, don't disrespect my house. I was like, well, I'm going to hold you up to that offer, but at the same time, I was put in a predicament before where somebody offered me to stay with them and they done me so wrong. And it's like, I have this good heart in me where I just can't do nobody wrong. So like I said, I sat over and talked with my mother with it, and we just had a conversation. She was like, well, son, my door's always open, and etc. But if somebody offering you to move with them and for you to keep your job and get back on your feet, take it, because most people don't do that. So I was like, well, that's right. I understand that, but at the same time, I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing on my own, and I want to just make sure, my mother just feel like, okay, son, with it, and we just had a conversation. She was like, well, son, my door's always open, and etc. But if somebody offering you to move with them and for you to keep your job and get back on your feet, take it, because most people don't do that. So I was like, well, that's right. I understand that, but at the same time, I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing on my own, and I want to just make sure, my mother just feel like, okay, son, you're doing the right thing. So how you say was, after that, I end up moving with the person I ended up talking to. When I ended up moving with them, we was doing good. Like I said, we was still going on dates. We was going out on the scene together. You know, we was doing shit like, shit, you can say we was in a relationship since I moved in. And how you say was after that, we end up talking about me, end up starting my YouTube back again. And as we talked about it, at the same time, he was down for the things of, oh, let's do a cooking segment together. Let's do this and this and this and this and that. But at the same time, he's doing him. Keep on being played again. This guy. And how you say was, so like I said, I'm acting like I don't know what's going on. Our relationship was doing good till finally started getting rocky. I'm just like, oh, I went and bought this camera. I went and bought this ring light, you know, to redo my YouTube video and everything. And it's like, now, boom, I get hit. So after that, we end up getting into a big altercation behind something so fucking small, you guys. Like, I ended up texting him and was like, haha, I hope you can find your dog. Something like that. And my phone ended up dying. So when my phone ended up dying, he ended up coming back to the house, all mad, wanting to fight and etc. Talking about you threatened my dog and etc. I'm just like, honestly, I didn't threaten your dog. I'm hard on calling your dog name. Your dog know to be found. So I just text you, haha, I hope you find your dog. So at the same time, not me actually not knowing to go look around the house and etc. Because if you call the dog will usually come, or the dog are really right there. How you say was, he swung at me, y'all. So we just going at it, boom, 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 and etc. He ended up calling the police on me because he didn't want it to get worse. So at the same time, it was like he was looking out for him, but he was looking out for me at the same time. So therefore, he was just trying to find a reason just to end all of this. So at the same time, you guys, after that, I ended up leaving, going back to Beaumont. We broke up. He ended up was like, oh, I care about you this much, etc., etc., stringing me on. I came back to the door with roses and etc., trying to fix things. It was none of that, poo. Good baby was worried about Juneteenth weekend. So how you say was, after that, I started really like buckling down on myself. It's like, okay, bitch, it's either go back to Beaumont or stay in Houston. So where I was staying was, I already had a friend who stayed in the same apartments as me, but they always told me, you know, friend, you could come stay here. I don't have an extra room, you know, etc. I don't really care, boom, 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 and all that. Like I said, I'm just the type of person where I have a good heart, and I always feel like everybody have good intentions, but everybody really don't. So how you say was that I ended up going back to Beaumont for at least a good 2 weeks. And when I was down there, I was just like trying to get my head together, what I'm going to do, how much money I have in my bank account, how much I got in my savings, what I need to do to really just get back on my feet. So I ended up coming back to Houston and moving with the friend who had the extra room. As I was staying with them, you know, I don't like to be in someone's house feeling like I have to walk on eggshells, but at the same time, I'm going to have to deal with it just to build myself up. So as I'm staying there, I'm working, handling my business, you know, I'm going out on the scene a little bit, you know, etc. After that, I ended up, like I said, coming to this party. When I came to a party, well, it wasn't a party, it was like a taste my food type of party, like how do my food taste event, or, you know, etc. So how you say was, when I get here, no, before I got here, it was me and a couple friends in the car, and I was like, yeah, I've been single for this, such and such. Can I just find me a man or somebody to just help me use my, you know, let time fly by with me? So how you say, I ended up coming here, and when I came in here, it was this one person who like was watching me when I walked in the door, and I was watching them when I walked in the door. As I watched them, they was watching me. I'm just like, friend, I'm tapping my friend. Who is him? Where he staying? Who is he? You know, like, what's up? So I'm like, oh my God, who is this little dorky dude? He's fine, he's cute, his smile. Me and his teeth are the same. You know, we got that little crooked smile. So at the same time, but he has braces. So how you say is that the whole night, you know, everybody vibing, we tasting the food. I'm actually asking his best friend, you know, because I'm cool with his best friend. I'm just like, who is your friend? Etc. Put me down. Is he single with the wood and all that? So the friend was just like, I mean, he feeling you too. He was saying like who the hell you was when you walked in. He never saw you before, with and etc. So finally, everybody, if you know me, you know I'm very shy. I do not go up to people. I rather for people to come up to me. I had to get my friend to either ask for his Instagram or his number. But when he went to go ask the dude for his Instagram, the dude was like, no, I'm not giving him my Instagram and telling him if he want my number to come ask. So I'm just like, ooh, you know, I could hear them, but at the same time, they're having their own conversation about, you know, putting this together. So after he told him that, he was like, matter of fact, he looked at me, he was like, here, put your number in my phone. So when he said that, his little homegirls and stuff was around, and it was just like, ooh, okay, Christian, we'll do it. You know how you do that like high school shit where you put somebody on the spot because they got a crush on somebody? Hey, get out of there. So how you say was that we ended up going outside and chopping it up. As we went outside to chop it up, y'all, the first thing that come out this boy's mouth was, you know, I Pastor Jack a couple times. Now, what in the hell or how in the hell do you just meet somebody and tell them, oh, I passed you on Jack a couple times? So I'm just like in my head, I'm like, damn, that's embarrassing to know that, you know, somebody seen you on Jack and they just never hit you up, or bitch, they seen me on Jack. So how you say was that after that, I let the little comment slide. We ended up going to the pool. He invited me to come swim and let's get to know each other even more and etc. So we ended up going to the pool, and as we're at the pool, we talking, we chopping up, we talking about our past relationships, we talking about how we want to improve in our lives, how we want to just become better men in ourselves, and you know, other stuff. So how you say was, after that, long story short, we just talking and talking. We go out that night, you know, I went out with him. I never do that with anybody, go out with them after, you know, we just talking, we just met. I don't really never do that because I'm not the really type of person of people being in my business. So how you say was that we end up going out, he gets drunk. When he gets drunk, it's like he get talkative. Da, 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 da. He gonna tell you, oh, why I like you, this is what I like about you, this is why I can't get this, and etc. So as we just, you know, chop it up even more, I end up coming back to spend the night with him. And I spend the night with him, you know, usually you think of a one-night stand, it wasn't like that. We wasn't cuddling, we didn't kiss, we didn't really do none of that. We were just like really talking and get to know each other. So after that, I was telling him the person I'm talking about now is my boyfriend. That's I love dearly, that we're dating now. You know, we have our ups and downs, but this one, he ain't letting me go, and I see for myself I ain't letting him go. So, anywho. So how you say was, I basically just told him how, you know, I was into YouTube. I have to get back on my shit. I used to make good money. I was doing myself. I was in school, you know. I was just this person where, damn, Kayvon was cute and all, but Kayvon wasn't really on the scene and want to be a punk. So at the same time, he helped me to, how you say, rebuild myself again. He helped me to find myself again. Yeah, like I said, there's days we have our ups and downs, but any relationship, you're going to have that. If you don't have no ups and downs, then, you know, that ain't a real relationship. So long story short, after he ended up, you know, helping me find myself again and all of that, I ended up started working. I ended up somewhat saving a little money. We've been going on trips. We've been just doing a lot of things together as a relationship should be, as my previous relationship wasn't. After that, I started working. I stayed there for maybe a good 2 months. I didn't like my job, so I ended up just leaving. After I ended up leaving, I just kept saying, I need to get back to YouTube, get back to YouTube, get back to YouTube, and still haven't got back to YouTube. I ended up getting a new phone because that was one of the reasons why I didn't do my YouTube. Who wants to record a YouTube channel on an iPhone 6s? Not me, baby. That's a whole Android screen. And pixelated. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't do it. The other reasons was me and my off and on relationships. Me and my off and on different locations and etc. And just karma just coming back to me for things that I have done in my past that just coming back on to me now. So, you know, that's really all that I can say about why I haven't been doing YouTube videos. Where have I been? Right now, I'm currently still in Houston. That's pretty much it. I mean,